Friends, there are certain organizations, certain companies who are very passionate about the product and services that they are delivering to the customer. Stringent quality as well as on-time delivery of the product and services to their end customers is their USP. Moreover, these organizations cater to the premium customers in the domain, in the segment that they are operating. They don't want to serve the crowded market. As a result, this company stands out clearly among their competitors. Today, we are going to talk about one such company. Friends, welcome to this edition of the Fundamental Stock Analysis. This is the fourth company that we are covering as a part of this series. Some disclaimers. These videos are for the long-term investors. These are not for the traders. These videos are not stock recommendations. These are not buy or sell recommendations. An individual, an investor is expected to do his own research and make a call based on his financial risk profile. So welcome, friend. The company that we are going to talk about today is Mayur Unicators. So let's talk about Mayur Unicators. As a part of this video, we'll talk about the company, its product and services. We will talk about the company's moat, its future growth levers, the competition and challenges that company faces in its segment. We will also talk about the company management, financials, key financial ratios, qualitative analysis and summary. And towards the end, we will see if the company is worth an investment. So let's talk about the company and its product and services. So Mayur Unicator was incorporated in 1994. It is one of the largest manufacturer of artificial leather in Indian market. It is present in automotive, footwear, furnishing, leather goods, and garment industry. So let's talk about the automotive industry. Its presence is in seat upholstery. This is one of the key products that auto industry offers. Artificial leather is also used in various other parts, including door trims, gear boot, knob covers, roof lining, and etc. Let's see in the footwear industry. The product or various parts of the footwear, like shoe uppers, shoe lining, insoles, requires leather. And Mayur Unicators cater to this kind of products in the footwear industries. So the artificial leather find its application in formal shoe and boots, sport shoes, sandals, slippers, as well as high-end women's footwear. So these are the products that artificial leather is used in the footwear industry. Let's talk about the furnishing industry. In furnishing industry, the products are used in upholstery for sofas, chairs, cushion covers, bin bag, etc. And these products are used in the home, offices, as well as commercial establishment and hotels. And then leather goods and garments. The products like purses, bags and briefcases, diary covers, stationery items, belts, garments, footballs, wallets, sports items. They are also they also use artificial leather. So Mayur industry is also catering to this segment. You can see these various products. Let's talk about the industry overview for the artificial or synthetic leather. So this industry in 2019 was valued around 29.2 billion US dollar, and this is expected to reach to the level of 52 billion US dollar by 2027. So it is expected to register a growth at the CAGR of 7.8% from 2019 to 2027. There are two primary types of the synthetic leather or the artificial leather. One is the PVC leather, which is also called as polyvinyl chloride, And the second one is a polyurethane leather, which is also called as the PU leather. So PVC leather is in the highest demand in the automotive industry, as well as for the interior applications, footwear, ladies handbag and accessory products in the industry. We saw in the previous slides that this PVC leather finds its application in various industries, in automotive industries for seat upholstery, for wheel covers, for gear knob, in the footwear industry, in the boots, shoes, formal shoes, sport shoes, high-end high-end ladies footwears, in the furniture industries, in the sofa, chairs, right? And in the garment industry, in the basically purses, bags. So these are the widespread use of the PVC leather that it finds. There is another variant, PU leather, and it is also primarily used in the markets such as ladies footwear, garments, handbags, right? The PU leather is, compared to PVC leather, is lightweight, it's soft, and it appeals more to the customer. They are more product friendly. They are more environment friendly products as well, and they can make a significant impact in reducing global warming. So PU leather compared to PVC leather is more environment friendly. It has more appeal to the customer due to its softness and lightness, etc. Let's see the difference between artificial leather versus clear leather. So real leather, it uses animal hide. Basically, the leather product is made by using the skins of the animal. Replacement of real leather worldwide is increasing in automotive, interior, bus and truck, home furnishing, footwear. So various industries that are using the real leather, now they are preferring the artificial leather because of because the real leather uses the animal skins, it uses the animal hide. Whereas synthetic leather, it is a man-made artificial leather which looks like the natural leather. Growing importance and awareness about the animal rights, and then the stringent laws regarding the usage of the real leather are forcing the industry to move to the synthetic leather from the real leather. Moreover, the products which are made from the synthetic leather are almost 5 times cheaper than the products made from the real leather. And the material prepared from the synthetic leather, it offers superior properties. It has high gloss finish, high durability, it is having high strength, and they are easy to maintenance, and it is having high resistance to the UV. They are available in a variety of colors, and hence they can be used in the wide number of industries, and it offers more and better choice to the customer. Now let's talk about the company mode. So the segment that company is operating into, the automotive segment, the footwear segment, it has the high entry barriers. Especially in the automotive segment, the company caters to the various parts that are required for two-wheeler and four-wheeler. And in this case, the approval from the auto manufacturer can take 3 to 5 to 7 years actually. And this requires a lot of R&D. It requires a lot of samples to be produced before they are being approved by the automaker. So hence, the industry is in the high, hence this industry is the high entry barriers industry. The Mayur Unicator has a very strong market position in the organized segment of the leather, and it is catering to the premium set of customers. We will see what kind of customer base it has in the subsequent slides. But the strong market position is one of the mode for this company. They are having in-house product development. As I told in the beginning, the company is very passionate about the quality. They are also very particular about the about meeting the delivery timelines, and this can be achieved when the company can have the in-house product development. They can prepare a variety of samples for their customers, and they can be ahead of the market, and they can produce the samples on time. So that is one of the biggest moat of the company. Their key customers are recession resilient. We will see what are the murky base that this company is having, murky customer base that this company is having, and these customers are the recession resilient. It holds a better position over its competitors. As I stated in the beginning, the company caters to the premium segment. It doesn't want to get into the crowded segment, and hence it has better position over its competitors as well. Continuing with the company mode, it has export to the export markets. Almost 25% of the company's revenue is being derived from the export markets, and it has murky clients in the export market as well. Wide product portfolio. We saw that company caters to the automotive industry, footwear industries, garment industries, furnishing industry. So it has a wide product portfolio under its belt. Growing demand from the footwear and automotive industry is another moat for the company. It is consistent in its product quality, stringent quality control measures, and adherence to the delivery schedule. And this is one of the key USP of the company, as I stated in the beginning of this video. Let's look at the revenue split of the Mayur. So Mayur is deriving majority of its revenue from the automotive industry. Within that automotive industry, the auto OEM is having around 11% of the contribution. Export OEM is having around 17% of the contribution, whereas the auto replacement segment is having 23% of the contribution. Footwear industry is another biggest revenue contributor, and it contributes 36% of its overall revenue. The other industry like garments, furnishing are contributing around 7%, and general exports, again in the furnishing or in the garment industry, are around 7%. So this is the revenue split in FY19 for Mayur. And if you see, as I stated, the company is having a focus on high margin export business. So in FY20, in FY10, the 10% of the revenue was coming from the export market, whereas in FY19, it has gone to the 24%. The company has significantly increased its revenue base from the export business. And this will further increase in FY21 and going ahead, because company has added key murky customers, key global players from the automotive industry under its belt, that we will see in the next slides. So these are the murky clients that company is catering. So in the footwear industries, you are having the Bata, Relaxo, Action, Liberty, you name the player, and Mayur Unicator is supplying its products to these companies. In the automotive industry, in the domestic, Maruti, Tata, Honda, Hyundai, Isuzu, Nissan. So almost all the key players, all the big players in the automotive industry in the domestic market, Mayur is having those customers under its belt. Let's see the international market. In the international market, Mayur is catering to the Chrysler, Ford, Daimler. In the footwear segment, it is catering to DSI. So you see that these are the murky customers that it is having in the international market. And friends, in 2021 and 2020, in 2021, Mayur Unicator have added the key names like Mercedes-Benz, BMW, Volkswagen under its belt. So its export business is going to get expanded, and these customers are the premium customers, and hence company's bottom line also is going to improve in future. You can see the strong clientele base that Mayur is having, and that itself talks about the stringent quality that Mayur must be delivering to its end customers and to its end customers. So friends, I have divided this video into three parts. So in the first part, we talk about the company's product and services, the various industries that it supplies its product, and as well as its mode. In the second video, we will see about its future growth levers, its competitors and challenges, and its management. And in the third video, we will talk about its financials and we will see if the company is worth an investment. So friends, stay tuned for the second and third video on Mayur Unicators. And if you like this video, so please subscribe to my channel and like this video. Thanks a lot.